I tell people all the time, don't hate on the next man. You'll never see me pocket watch somebody. No. I don't care where your money comes from. I don't care how you make your money. If you're doing better in life, I want to be like you. I want to be better than you.
That's right.
And that's how I think everybody should be. There's a lot of people that try to hate on me and they think it gets to me. It never does. I don't care what people say. I read something and it said, you'll never hear somebody doing better than you hate on you.
Amen.
It'll never happen because he's not worried about you. Just like I'm not worried about them. I continue to do what I'm going to do. One day, I will be up there. And then I'll have another goal to strive for.
And just to prove your point, do you hear Ryan Martin saying anything?
He don't. Out of all the 405 guys, you know the only one that doesn't say nothing is Ryan Martin?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm Justin Swanstrom. Welcome back to Swan Talk. We just got done kicking everybody's ass down in Texas.
Hell yeah.
Winning the event. Just watched it. Now we're about to shoot a podcast about it. We're going to talk a little bit about here and there, who we had to run, what happened throughout the episode. Danny's got some questions. We even got K2 up in here for this video. So
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
There you go. Kyle is high. Look at him right now. I just higher than draft pussy.
Listen. That was my best weekend. We rebuilt that whole engine and we went out there and win. I was happy to see that. So yeah, I got high and enjoyed that race.
I ain't mad about it. So we brought Danny back down here again. Y'all loved him on the first couple episodes of the podcast. He has a lot of good questions. He already told me he wants to ask. So I said, you know what? Wait for it. I'm sure there's a lot of questions out there people want to know about it as well. So,
dude, what a race.
What a race.
Nothing was given to you. Every single one.
I tell everybody all the time, there's a lot of people that talk shit and say that, well, we got it easy. And I feel like even Kyle could talk about it. I don't think we had one easy round this year.
No.
Not one round was easy.
Yes, we did in Arizona. We got the bye against Monza because he broke.
Well, that's a bye. That's different. I'm saying when you had to run somebody.
That was an easy round, though. So
I'm talking about
because there was just nobody over there. But when we have to run somebody, it's a tough round. I didn't get nobody to call me out this year and say, hey, I want to give you some easy points. There wasn't not one of that, and I don't want nobody to do that.
Right.
But that's the difference between us and these other teams. They be putting Ryan Martin on top of this pedestal. They be putting Kai Kelly up there. Well, Team NOLA be like, they be arguing, trying to see who's going to be up there. It's going to be Kai. It might be Lizzie, Jerry. Listen, I think from now on, we just need to have a drinking game. Yeah. Every time Jerry says team, we drink.
That's like 45 drinks that last episode.
We might not even make it to the podcast.
Team.
And they did show the preview for the Louisiana race next weekend.
Next weekend y'all got to tune in. It's going to be a banger.
It looked like it got spicy in the trailer.
It got very, very spicy down there. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Texas.
I think we should talk a little bit about that too.
We got to wait. We're going to save that until next week.
Okay, next week.
So we're into Texas right now.
Team.
So listen, I'm going to go ahead and name off. We had to run Lutz first round. Kyle, tell me if I'm wrong. Lutz first round. We had to run Lizzie Musey second round. We had to run Daddy Dave third round. Jerry Bird fourth round. And Robin Roberts for the finals.
Okay.
Did he jump on you?
Robin did not jump on me.
That's good.
I told him before we raced, I said, hey, are we running off green? I need to know now. And he said, yep.
Well, why would you have to question if he's running off green? What did he do?
Well, the previous round, he says he didn't. The Cody Baker said that he did. At the end of the day, I told them I really don't care. It didn't happen to me, so it has nothing to do with me. But I did mention it to him while we were going into the final round. I said, you know what? I said, I need to ask him. I just want to be straight up with him. I told him I'm going off green. He looked at me. He said he's going off green too. And I said, we're good to go. Went out there, both lit the bulbs. When the tree dropped, I left, and that was it.
Prenup said, bye-bye.
The car was on kill.
Dude, Dad turned it up.
I think that was the best race you had.
Oh, all year.
For the whole season.
Fastest we ever ran on no prep.
Just everybody you went up against. I mean, it was perfect. 3 races left.
Dude, I was happy with it. Yeah, no, it put us second in points.
Yeah.
So we went all the way from 6th to 2nd.
Incredible.
Ryan Martin going out early. Kai Kelly going out early.
Everything those two wanted to happen for them happened for you. I mean, the stars aligned.
I just stayed back. I stayed, calm and collected, and just
Big Country had that car.
Dude, he had it rolling. I was so happy with that thing. And I told him, even going into when that race against Daddy Dave, that was a close race.
That was really close.
I came back. I told Dad, I said, we got past that one. We're not going to get that lucky again. I said, we have to turn this thing up. I said, let it go. If it kicks the tires, whatever, but we have to. If we want to go to the finals and we want to win this, we got to let it go. So when we ran Jerry, and even you seen in the show, Kai was like, Lizzie was right there beside him. And if you were out in front of them at the 330, you have it. Well, what they didn't know is that we went ahead and just turned it up. We let it loose. Put a car length on them. Put a car length and a half on Robin.
Well, when you beat Dave, that was the closest race.
Yeah.
Every one of those races were super close.
Yeah,
but that one with Dave was like so
Inches.
sweet because they had Ryan putting his tune up in the car.
He did. Ryan went
I'm
over
pretty
there
sure
and
he
put
said he was
his
going to
tune
beat
up
you by. He's going to beat
He
you
said
by
he
a
was
car.
gonna beat me by a car.
So basically, you beat Ryan Martin and Daddy Dave.
He said it with his chest too. Like, I'm
know,
gonna beat
he
him
did
by
too.
a car.
It was bold.
Yeah, it was pretty bold.
That was a bold strategy, Cotton.
It wasn't quite a car. I tell you, that was a hell of a race. It was
going against all them guys is always going to be a hell of a race. But to be able to beat him, I knew we had a fast car, but to be able to beat him, and it basically told Ryan, hey, they're running somewhat number, somewhere in that area. Ryan knows what tune-up that was that he put inside that car. He wanted to put Dave out there. He needed Dave to stop me. Just didn't work out.
That's right.
Ryan himself can stop you driving, but he can't get another car to stop you.
I tell you, Dave made a hell of a lick. That was a nice straight. That was the best pass he made the whole season.
For sure. That was the fastest pass he's made.
Yeah, everybody was looking good. Everybody looked really good.
Texas was a good event. I mean, dude, there were so many fans there. There was a lot of fun, and it was completely packed.
Minus the 5 oil downs and 10 cones.
Yeah, we knocked out a lot of cones that weekend as the show itself.
I'm pretty sure the last race, the only cone left on the track.
The last race was the only cone left on the track was the 8th mile cone. They had to take the 60 foot and the 330 and put it down to the 8th mile. And I made this suggestion. I said, you know what? I said, moving on from this, why does it? Because like cones only cost I think they're like $69 or something like that. So
69.
99.
You're immature. So I told him, I said, bro, why can't y'all have your racetrack? Why can't you have 50 cones sitting here ready to go? I mean, that's it. Instead, we had 10 on the property, and then we almost were not able to finish the race because if we would have knocked out all the cones, I don't know how the sensors and all that work. We would have had to have somebody down there at the other end flagging it. I mean, it really wouldn't matter because I was 2 car lengths out in front, but still.
And they do have the camera right there.
Yeah, they got the camera. It would have been an easy photo finish, but if it was tight like me and Daddy Dave, who would have been able to tell?
Yeah.
Well, either way, the cones were there.
Yeah, no, I was happy with it.
The stars aligned, man.
And I don't know if anybody else picked up on it, but if you noticed the tree in that final round, you only had 1 bulb on each pre-stage and stage because there's 4 bulbs burnt out on that thing.
Oh, yeah. So it was a very tough race, but I was happy to be able to walk away with that win.
What are you talking about? The bulb was burned out.
Whenever he went up in that final round, on both sides, 2 bulbs burnt out. So they only have 4 bulbs left for the pre-stage and the stage on both sides.
Oh, okay.
So they put 1 on each one. So
I see.
Instead of having the 2 ambers on each.
They pretty much wore that track out.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, dude, we wore the track out.
Yeah.
Because originally they said they're going to leave the bulbs out of the pre-stage. They were like, nah, we got to at least have 1 up there. We got to at least have.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to first congratulate you on the 30 under 30 for Drag Illustrated.
Thank you.
How does that feel to be? That wasn't your first time being in that,
no,
was it?
That is, yeah. You only get to be in it once.
Okay.
So whenever you get it, I've been trying for years.
What is that? What's that all about?
So they basically, you know how like Forbes does like a
40 under 40,
40 under 40 type deal. They basically just hijacked it and called it Drag Illustrated's 30 under 30. They take kids, grown-ups that are underneath 30 years old that are doing good, striving, and can make a difference. And they basically just put some light on top of them. And I'm 25 now. I've been racing since I was 14 years old, so it's taken me 10, 11 years to get to this point. But I finally got to it, and I didn't even know that I was in it.
When did you find out?
Probably about a week prior to the
I didn't heard nothing about
PRI
it.
event, and then I kept it on the low. I wanted to be a surprise to the family and everything when we were at PRI. We went there, we had a good show, took photos, did everything, and then I posted about it. But that was a pretty big deal for me. There was a lot of people that I know racing wise, photographers, writers, everything there. It's not just racers, so. I was happy to be inside that.
Yeah, that's great. There was a lot of good racers in that 30 under 30, and I know that Wes and that magazine is a big deal for drag racing in general. So pretty cool to see that. Did you get on the cover of magazine again?
I didn't. I've only been on the cover magazine one time.
Okay.
I mean, maybe in the future we'll get another one, but as of right now, I've only been on the cover of the magazine once.
Cool. So back to No Prep Kings.
Back to No Prep Kings.
How'd you feel about that? I mean, I know how you felt, but like, which race was there? Any of those races that were like, oh man, we really made you nervous per se? Like
the first round. I say all the time, the first round's the hardest round. Going up against Jeff Lutz, he's beat me the last 2 times we faced each other, and it wasn't that I was like scared of him. It was more scared of the track. The track was very iffy. You've seen a lot of the cars that were shaking the tires, moving sideways. Ryan Martin lost first round.
A lot of people were happy about that.
I got to watch that pair go down, so I knew the track was iffy.
Oh yeah, we seen you.
So like I told Dad, I said I'm gonna try to drive it as far as I can, and we developed a problem again where it was dropping number 7 cylinder, and I'm kind of glad it did, because when it dropped number 7, it basically knocked about 300 horsepower out of the car. It allowed the car to go down the track, and I didn't really lose the tire like all these other guys were. I think because I was down on horsepower, but it allowed me to stay out in front of Jeff Lutz and get the win. When we got back, we found out that the spark plugs, number 7, wasn't gapped right, and if you don't have the gap right on one of those boost application motors, there's so much boost inside the engine, it'll actually knock the fire out of the spark. So that's what it did. Whenever it got a load on the engine, it knocked the spark right out of it. And then basically you go down on 7 cylinders.
Was the plug pinched or what?
No, the gap was it was open too much. It wasn't
so
closed.
It's got to be like exactly right.
We set our gaps between, 13 and 15 thousandths, something in that area.
Okay.
And this one was probably around 25 to 27. On a nitrous engine, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, out the box.
Everything good out the box, as long as it's got a gap.
Right.
You're good. But with the boost motors, because there's so much boost in there, it'll knock the flame right out. It'll knock the spark out, and that's what it did. And luckily, I was able to get past that round. We got back.
Incredible.
We were able to find out what the issue was and get it fixed. But I also think that helped me get to past the first round, because there was a lot of cars that didn't make it down the track, and I went right on down through.
Yeah.
Now I made it a lot more nervous going into the second round, because now I'm back on 8 cylinders.
Yeah.
Now the power's back.
Right.
But we had a traction control from when we ran Friday night. Everything was good. We were happy with it. We ran fast. We had to run up against Lizzie Musey. I told Dad, I said, let's just keep it where it's at. I think we got the car to win it. So let's go out there and see what happens.
So besides that first round, get past the first round, there was no ducks, man.
There was no ducks at all.
I mean, you say everyone's a tough race, and all year it's been that way, and there's been no ducks. But, I mean, I've been watching, and I see you pull certain guys, and I'm like, all right, cool, he's going to get this one.
I tell people all the time, though, those are the ones I hate the most.
I understand. But
it's the races that you're supposed to win is the ones we usually end up losing.
Yeah, look what happened to Kai.
I'm just saying, though, but
he thought he had that 55 in the bag, and it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it happens.
Yeah, right.
You go out there and you don't want to. That I mean, me, I try to be conservative. My dad, he wants to go as fast as the track will allow him every pit, and it's I appreciate him doing that, because it allows us to get faster. If it was my way, we wouldn't be as fast as we are, because I'd be so conservative, because I want to make sure that we go down or do something. And having him, he's like, you know what? Just hold the steering wheel.
Yeah,
fucking
that's
push
your
the
job.
pedal to the floor. That's all you need to do.
That's right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So then, but we've gotten faster every event. Yeah. There hasn't been an event that we've went to where we've gotten slower. We leave an event, we go to another event, and we get faster.
I just can't get over it. Every race that you had at this last one, you earned that one. And I appreciate it. I mean, there was no fluke.
Everybody earned it. My whole team, like Kyle said, Friday night we tore the whole motor down. Sure. We put new rods in. We put everything. We freshened the engine up Friday night.
Thursday night.
I'm sorry. Ran Friday, and then we ran Saturday. But we freshened the whole engine up.
Right,
got everything done.
That's
right there at the track.
I remember when you guys left.
Brand new tires,
to get there to
brand
do that.
new everything.
Brand new everything. Brand new tires, brand new gear, a brand new Pro Charger. We even actually knocked a Pro Charger out while we were there. It touched it down, and we had to put another one on.
Yeah, that was against Lizzie.
Yep, against Lizzie throughout the rounds. So we had a very tough weekend. It wasn't easy by no means. And the races weren't easy either.
No, you made it look pretty easy, though, bro. You and your dad and your team, great job.
I tell you, bro, I got the best team out there.
Yeah, well, no doubt. No doubt about it. It showed tonight. You know, a lot of times people come out and get lucky, win one.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've proven that you can win more.
And if you watch the show, at the end of the deal, They cut my interview off a little bit because we were running out of time, which I get that. But I basically said that the first one wasn't a fluke. I wanted to win another race this season to be able to prove to people that we could win. With the last 4 races, we've been in the semifinals. My dad told me, don't get discouraged. You've made it to the semifinals for the last 4 races. You're bound to get another win. You get that far, you're bound to. We just had some hiccups. Something happened. Ryan Martin would take our ass out or something, and we were bound to win. And I think that weekend was just my weekend. Everything lined up, and I was able to take home the win.
So what's next? How many races are left?
There's 2 races left. We go to Louisiana next, and then we go to Bradenton for the final.
How do you feel about going into Louisiana?
Coming off of a win in Texas, I'm happy about it. I know we have a fast car. I have heard that No Problem Raceway is pretty rough. I've never been there. I've never raced there. I heard they have a bar, so we'll definitely be there at night.
I heard it too on another podcast.
Yeah, we'll definitely be there at nighttime. But I heard the track is very tricky. There's a lot of dew out there. We're out there in the middle of nowhere and
swamp,
Louisiana.
Yeah.
So we'll find out when we get there. But I mean, Dad has a tune-up for everything. We may have to make a 4-link change, whatever he wants to do, and we'll figure it out.
I noticed when Ryan went out the first round, it was like the final. Everybody at the starting line was jumping up and down. I couldn't believe it.
For sure, because he's number 1 in points, and we were trying to catch up. I mean, I was 6th in points, and you had Kai in front of me. You had Robin Roberts in front of me. So seeing him out and being only 3 races left, we had to catch some ground somewhere. So Robin taking him out was phenomenal. That was awesome of him to do. And then Kai, him coming out, because of course I wanted to see Ryan out, but like Robin and Kai are in front of me. So like I want to see Robin and Kai out.
Where did you start the race in points?
6th.
And where'd you finish?
Tied for second with Kai.
Tied for second.
Damn, so you went up 4 spots.
4 spots in one race. And that's what changes
That was the best
everything.
race of the whole season right there.
Dude, it changed everything for the season. Going into Louisiana, now you have me, Robin, Kai are tied for second, and you got Ryan Martin in first. Now Ryan still leads by.
Man, that's great.
And Ryan did whole lot better in the beginning of the season, so he still leads a whole entire race.
Wow.
In points right now. So like if Ryan goes out in Louisiana first round and hypothetically I win, then we are tied back up, and then we go into the final race with double points, and it changes everything. But if Ryan goes out there and he wins, he's only going to get that much farther in points.
You know what else changed everything?
What's that?
Adding them last 2 races on, because if not, Texas would have been double points. So that also played a whole different scenario. You would have tied for first place.
If Texas would have been the last race, and if that's how the points were, then no, we would have lost.
Oh, because Ryan had more.
Ryan
wins,
already had
so
one.
That was a tiebreaker.
But I'm saying so luckily they add on 2 more races.
Yep.
And the last race is double points. So basically there's 3. You get 30 points per win if you win an event. So there's a total of 90 points left to win the championship.
And how many points back were
right
you
now?
In second? You guys are all tied for second.
Yeah, right now I'm at 205, and I think Ryan's at 235 or something. Yeah,
because he's 30 points.
He's 30 points ahead of us right now. So there's 90 points to still make.
Gotcha.
So the championship could be any of ours. It could be Ryan's. It could be Robin's. It could be Kai's. It could be mine. Lizzie could actually win out, and she'll be up there with us. But just got to see how it plays out. There's 2 races left. It's going to get very spicy.
Yeah. I see the spiciness already.
Oh, yeah. Next weekend's definitely spicy.
Yeah, that little 30-second preview was all you needed to see to know about next weekend.
Well, I mean, then just two weeks ago, you guys had to fight about the rules, right? Yep. Like who read the rules, who didn't read the rules. And then tonight, as soon as the call-out started again, Kai chimed in about the rules. Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Can we do this? Is this part of the rules?
As long as it's part of the rules, they can do whatever they want.
Well, do they think you're the rule master? I mean,
I guess.
Do they have a rule master? I mean, that's a good question.
They do. They got boosted. Boosted is the end-all, be-all.
So boosted is the final word. But
and he knew about it, too. And when I brought it to him, he said, you know what? I've read that, and I know about that. So that's when he goes, but you have to protest them.
Okay.
Boosted can't go over and protest them.
That's what I'm going to ask you. and this is what a lot of fans want to know. So it's up to the other drivers to protest.
The drivers need to
rules.
protest them, and then Boosted will come in and enforce the rules.
So you need to be watching and make sure everybody's not cheating.
If Boosted sees something out of the ordinary, like someone passes center line, someone does something
during the run,
he's the final end all.
Right.
So whatever his decision is what it is. But he's not going to go out of his way trying to look to see who's doing what or how this works and why did that happen. But the racers have to, and it just so happily that Kai was trying to sneak out of the cookie jar with too many cookies.
Yeah.
So what you're saying? He's not there to be a babysitter. He's there to be the judge if he has to.
So I had to let him know. So then him saying, "Oh, are they allowed to do that?" Of course they're allowed to do that as long as it's within the rules. You do whatever you want.
So
all you gotta do is read the rule book.
Is it like that for other classes, other types of racing, where there's a set of rules
Yes.
and it's only up to the drivers
every class out there's got rules.
You know what I'm saying? Like there should be a referee, is what I'm saying. Like there's
you do have a race
other
director.
sports have
usually a race director.
Yeah, that's there, and he talks with Boosted, and if Boosted is a little bit confused about the rules on how they're read and this, he can go with them, and then he's the one that wrote the rules, so he's going to be like, you know what, this is either it or this is not it.
And they have the starting line guy to help them too, the starter.
Do all the cars have to go through tech at every race?
They do.
So you tech at every race.
You tech at every race.
Yeah, and then you go over the scales.
Yeah, you're racing at NHRA sanctioned events. You have to tech. I mean, those cars are out there are just as safe as people that run an NHRA.
And they're checking the rules, the car rules in tech.
You gotta run at a certain weight. You're not allowed to have bigger turbos in certain sizes for the rules. They measure the overs, the pulleys on the overdrive on the blowers.
Okay.
You're not allowed over 98% overdrive on the blowers. So I mean, the rules are pretty strict, and they're running good right now. All the cars are right there in the same same zip code.
It showed tonight. It showed tonight.
All the cars were running good. I felt like my car just was a little bit better at the times, but there's been tracks I've been to where I haven't been better. So just tonight, I just felt like was my night.
No doubt. Well, congratulations
Thank
you and the whole team. Kyle, you did a good job holding that flag.
Dude, I got 15 seconds of TV time today. We're getting up there.
You and Brian. Yeah, it's getting better each week.
Brian's screaming. Kyle's over there waving the flag, and I'm down there at the other end. Hell yeah!
No, you were doing a little more than hell yeah in the car.
Oh, dude, I was excited.
There's a few bleeps in
as
there.
you should be. I wonder if. So let's talk about acting. Is this something that is scripted?
No,
I mean,
none of it is scripted.
I mean, you see it and hear it all the time.
I tell people all the time, if you've never been to a Street Outlaw No Prep Kings event, you need to go. It's the best event you could ever be a part of. Have you ever been to one, Danny?
Not yet.
Go next year with me. You'll any other racing you've been part of, you'll probably kick to the curb. Not to be that in a mean way.
I don't know if I can build another car right now.
It's the most organized event you'll be at.
Yeah.
It's got the best fans you'll ever see. The most loyal fans. It reminds me of like NASCAR.
It's just like NASCAR.
They pick a driver and they stick with the driver.
Right.
No matter what happens, good or bad, I don't care if you're ready to fight. There is fans out there that will stand with you the whole time.
No doubt.
So I love it. It's the best thing ever. And then, like I said, organized and being on time. You run at a certain time. And if you're not there at that time, they don't care who you are. You go back to the trailer. We'll see you next time. So it changes everything.
Any talks for them? You know, some of the drivers get paid. We've talked about that a lot. Your dad's mentioned it. You guys have mentioned it. Obviously, it shows who's on TV more, people who are getting paid to be there. Any talks of you getting paid next year? Because you haven't gotten paid.
I do not get paid.
You did the whole race season, right? You did 15 races.
Yep.
You guys drove around the whole country, didn't get a check except for what you earned.
For whatever I won.
Right. You picked up a few sponsors, helped along the way, but nothing from the actual show.
For sure. And
is that something that can be done?
I'm not 100% sure. There's no talks about it right now. I'm not. I haven't addressed that, I guess you want to say. Would I love to be able to be a part of that? Sure. That is my.
I think you've proven your way, man.
That is my ultimate goal.
I mean,
it is to be able to race for a living. I quit my job with the family company to be able to take racing on full time. I brought Kyle on now full time.
Congratulations.
Luckily, the channel is doing awesome. Swan Gang, buying all the merch. That's what helps it goes. Sponsors on board. Surrounding myself around good people. That's what's going to keep me racing and keep me out front. But the ultimate goal, yes, is to be put on a contract and be paid.
Is that what it is? They give like contracts out to these other guys? And
yeah, I mean, it's no different. It's no different than. I
mean, it is a TV show, and there's characters.
But that's
on
what I'm saying.
Show.
It's no different than movie actors. I mean, we're actors. We don't have a script that we read, but we go run. If I draw you, for instance, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever wins, wins. Whatever happens throughout that run, whatever happens at the other end, it's just what happens. Just the cameras are there 24/7, so they try to catch as much stuff as they can. And I think it's done awesome for racing because
it's great.
You know how much of this stuff at other events that if you could have had a camera there, what it could have done, what it could have turned into?
Right.
Instead, now it's all he say, she say because nobody knows because there's no camera.
Right.
Now there's a camera on top of you at all time, and they turn it into a show. So I think that's what the best thing about it is.
It's true reality TV. You can't get much more reality than that.
They literally let us do whatever we want. Like, there's no saying, hey, you're not allowed to do this. Hey, you're not allowed to talk to them. They literally let us go. We're allowed to do whatever.
Okay, so the show allows you to do whatever. They don't tell you what to do. They don't. Okay, but as far as sponsors, now I remember before you talked about sponsors would tell you stay away from that person, or people would say stay away from that group of people. It's not good for you. Let's talk about sponsors and your sponsors. Who first of all, who are your sponsors from last year, and did you pick up any new sponsors that you want to talk about?
Yeah, we picked up a
and how did you pick them up? Because that's a lot of racers want to know that
for sure. And we're actually going to shoot a podcast of just talking about sponsorships and how to get sponsors, how to keep them. I'm probably not the best person to talk about it. I do have sponsors, but there's a lot of people out there that.
But you got sponsors for yourself,
for sure. That don't like the way I promote, don't like the way I post, and at the end of the day, I don't really care because I'm doing what I think is going to be good, or what I want to do. And if you don't like to watch it, then don't watch it. That's the way I look at it. It's not going to change anything with me. I'm not going to be salty about it or anything. If you see me in public and you want to say hi or you don't want to say hi, then so be it. I'd rather you say hi. That's just how it is. I'm a people's person. I love interacting with people.
Tell us we suck. We'll say thank you.
Yeah, I tell all the time. If I fucking suck, tell me I suck. I think for the first 8 races of the season, I wrote on the dash, you suck. Until I won a race again. We won in Georgia. And then after that, we started having a bunch of issues. And I even wrote on the dash, like in permanent marker, you suck. Every time I get in the car, I seen it. Yeah, you suck.
It was there until we blew it off in Virginia.
Then we blew it off. And then we ended up winning team attack. So then we went ahead and took you suck off. And then we ended up doing good. And now we're in Texas. Now we win again. But anyways, to answer your question about sponsors, I have quite a bit of sponsors. I don't like stickers a lot on the car. I think it gets too cluttered. So I limit myself down to sponsorship because I don't want a bunch of stickers around the car. The car looks nice, and then the people that are sponsoring me, I want them to be able to get their money's worth out of it. So if I have 50 stickers in one little area, you're not really going to see the 2 or 3 that are really committed to it. So that's why I lower my sponsors down. I give them a much bigger, broader area on the car, and it gives them more interaction with people that see it, the show that sees it, my channel that sees it. So all my sponsors that were with me last year, they are going to come back on next year. I've already hit them all up. They're all ready. They're ready to go. Picking up new sponsors, I did. I picked up quite a bit of new sponsors. I think because we did good on the show. I think because the way we promoted, they liked the way that I was pushing stuff out there. And I do. Everybody that helps me out, I think there's enough in this world that everybody can make it. There's no reason to be stingy. I tell people all the time, I'm not a stingy person. If I make more money, you make more money. I like to help people out. So when people ask me questions about YouTube, about sponsors, about racing, life, I don't know all the answers, but I'm going to try to give you my best answer.
Did you pick up duct tape as a sponsor?
I wish we did.
You should, because they got the biggest sticker on the car.
That is one, and I did. I reached out to Gorilla Tape. That is one that I wish I could get.
They got free sponsorship for this year.
Gorilla Tape kept us together.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, we had the door, we had the fenders, we had the front end, we had the window.
The pillar.
I mean, I'm sure we could have made anything out of duct tape this year. We had some redneck engineering going on throughout the season. All right, guys, this episode is sponsored by me,
Swan Gang.
Swan Gang. Y'all head on over to the website, www.justinswanstrom69.com. I have reduced the prices so you can get them before Christmas. We're actually going to leave it out till the end of the year. And hopefully y'all go over there and buy some merch. Yeah, all the money that goes to merch goes right back into our program. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you haven't done it already, head over to the website, justinswanstrom69.com. Go get your merch, guys. Wear it proud.
All right, so talking about sponsors.
Okay, what about sponsors?
Everybody from last year is back on this year. You picked up some new ones. So what does it mean exactly for racers, all the racers that are going to be watching your show, that are watching this podcast, that don't have sponsors, that don't know what it means to get sponsors, what it means to actually have and what they do for the race team? So can you shine a little light on what it means to, first of all, even have a sponsor, and what does that person can possibly do for you?
Yeah, because I can't help you out much on this one. I'm sorry.
I sponsor Kyle.
Yes, he does. I appreciate him.
But so sponsors can do a lot of different things. They can give you parts. They can give you intelligence. They can give you money. I have all three, as in people that help me out, make my team better.
Is it people that give you discounts on parts, or people that give you free stuff?
I've got.
What's it take for for you to put someone's sticker on your car? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well, I try to help everybody out. Now,
Money.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Money is the big thing because, like I tell people, I already own all the parts, so it's hard. It's hard to get parts from people. Wheels, tires, rear tires. You know, the Hoosiers. We every 25 to 30 runs, we get rid of the tires. So, you know, having a Hoosier sponsor, that would probably be a dope. I don't have one of those right now, but I pay for those. But, like, you know, the brakes are already on the car. You already own the drive shaft. You already own the engine. So some stuff is not ideal, I guess you want to say. But, you know, helping price on parts.
It'd be great to have it for a backup, but it's like
yeah, but price on parts. Rods, pistons, cam.
Yeah, things that you're going to need.
Dude, stuff that you're going to need.
that gets replaced.
That or there is people out there that will give money, and most of it is just write-offs for people. At the end of the year, Danny, you own a company. At the end of the year.
Yeah, I sponsor my own car, so I know.
I
write it off.
You have to spend a certain amount of money.
Right.
It's for write-offs.
Sure.
So a lot of sponsorships come from write-offs. And basically how I break it down to people is I don't go out begging for it. Whatever anybody brings to the table, I'm greatly appreciative of. But I have bumped it up a little bit because even though I want $100, $500, I don't want 50 or 100 stickers on the car. So now, I won't disclose what I get, but I have some pretty healthy sponsors that help me out. But I wouldn't be able to do this without them. But I also plug them in, the videos. Brybeck Group. You got MPB. What's MPB, Kyle?
No punk bitches.
Yeah, we got Tow Truck Johnny.
I got a hat coming soon.
So we got that. I mean, Danny, you've even helped us out in the past.
Well, you guys help
Can't
me
forget
out.
about my favorite sponsor,
Who's that?
Peace Avenue Smoke Shop.
Peace Avenue Smoke Shop.
What do they do, Kyle?
They sell tobacco products.
Tobacco and tobacco smoking products?
Yes, sir.
They help Kyle out get through the year.
Hey, my guys, I love you, Chad.
So, but people like that, and then you got the parts side of it, where Proline helps me out. Liberty Transmissions, Quick Drive.
I have to ask you because I'm curious.
Yeah,
Proline helps you out. That's we all know you went through a lot of Pro Chargers. Everybody knows up until this point in this season, nothing but. 5, 6 different Pro Chargers? Either way, you said Proline's on board.
5, 6.
You said Proline's on board, Pro Chargers on board. They're on board with it again next year. I'd like to know what that means exactly. Like, if you can just kind of help me understand, are they doing this stuff for free?
No. Of course not.
Well, that's what
everybody
has
to make a living.
Sure.
I feel like if I get something for free, I owe that person something later on down the road. I'd rather just pay for it. If I can't afford it, I don't need it.
So what does it mean when they're on board with you? They're just helping you out?
They help me out. They give me I get discounts. Okay. I get when I need something, it's overnighted.
Right.
Pro Charger has helped me tremendously. When I would send something in They would fix it that day, send it back out.
Okay.
And 9 times out of 10, they take care of shipping for you.
They take care of shipping. They take care of the bill and everything. But they were willing. They knew that we were out there winning and that we needed that product. So they were all on
priority.
Board.
Sure.
It became priority, and that's what I mean by they helped out. And I will stick with them. Just like next year, they came out with a new Pro Charger, the Hertz Pro Charger, Hertz or however the fuck you say it. And I'm sticking with Pro Charger.
Sure.
So
nothing is free.
Nothing is free.
Nothing's free.
Nothing's free. The car's not free. Cameron Johnson's
so nobody's
not free.
paying your way.
Proline's not free. No,
nobody's paying your way. You have no big.
Swan Gang pays my way because
Gang.
I make content and I work. I bust my ass to put the content out there, and at them buying the merch and them watching all the videos, I get paid from social media and I get paid from doing merch.
Damn good. I just wanted to put that out there and make that clear because, everyone says you're a professional race team.
Yeah.
Not everybody
throws it out
Not
there.
everybody, but they say that crap.
I will. I tell people all the time, I'm not a professional race team.
Well, I know that.
Finally hired one guy that's going to be on my crew full time. But I can tell you this.
And look at me. Do I look fucking professional?
Oh, that mustache.
I think you are, Kyle.
I am too. I know I'm good at what I do.
Kyle's an awesome hand. But like Chuck started that shit about being a professional or whatever. Chuck was just on a fucking private jet.
That dude's professional.
Heading down to the Keys.
He's got his face
hang out
on a
for
semi.
2 weeks on a fucking $2 million boat.
Yeah.
Talking about professional.
Yeah.
With this hired semi driver.
But the difference is I don't care because I wish I could do that. I wish I could go get in a private jet and head down to the Keys for 2 weeks and just hang out.
Well, I heard that spot might be available soon.
What I'm saying though is I tell people all the time, don't hate on the next man. You'll never see me pocket watch somebody. No. I don't care where your money comes from. I don't care how you make your money. If you're doing better in life, I want to be like you. I want to be better than you.
That's right.
And that's how I think everybody should be. There's a lot of people that try to hate on me and they think it gets to me. It never does. I don't care what people say. I read something and it said, you'll never hear somebody doing better than you hate on you.
Amen.
It'll never happen because he's not worried about you. Just like I'm not worried about them. I continue to do what I'm going to do. One day, I will be up there. And then I'll have another goal to strive for.
And just to prove your point, do you hear Ryan Martin saying anything?
He don't. Out of all the 405 guys, the only one that doesn't say nothing is Ryan Martin?
Yeah.
He's the only one that doesn't say nothing.
But
Ryan's definitely doing better than I am.
Yeah.
And I look up to Ryan.
He's not threatened by you.
No, I'm saying I look up to Ryan.
Sure.
I want to be like him. I want to be better than Ryan.
Well,
I want to do bigger things in life. I want to be able to take care of the family. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I have to be able to successfully live and keep doing those things to be able to get to that accomplishment.
All right.
I just see a lot of people hating on people for no reason. Am I more fortunate than others?
It's one thing when it's the fans, okay? Because you got people on Facebook at home
That's
watching
different.
the YouTube. Okay, I see it all the time. You got people chiming in, talking about you, big mouth this and big daddy money and all that, but they just don't know you. They're just on the computer.
And they've never owned
But it's
a race
another
car.
thing when you got these people on the show, the real professionals that have been there since day one, the real 405 guys.
Making that check.
The truth is that they're intimidated by
They
you.
are.
They're threatened
because I'm coming to take over.
That's right. You may not be taking over the streets or you may not be the original 405. Okay, fine. You're not. But, if it wasn't for those guys, there wouldn't be a lot of new racers.
For sure.
There wouldn't be a lot of people.
I tell people all the time, they built the foundation.
I mean, because of them, because of the TV show, because of the original 405, there have been so many. I mean, it blew the sport up, and it's still doing great.
Street Outlaws is huge.
There's so many people that race now are interested in racing, young kids, old guys. I mean, that wouldn't be if it wasn't for the show. I mean,
all publicity is good publicity, no matter what. I just said that off.
I just wish that I would see that. I wish I would see more
publicity.
I wish I'd see more of that. You said it the other day. It's a lot easier to talk bad about somebody than it is to talk good.
Talking good about somebody.
I sure would like to see more of that from these guys.
One thing
instead of trying to knock you down a peg because you're new on the show, and you're doing so well.
Yeah.
And they're not doing as well.
But also I don't need the praise and I don't need the friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a double-edged sword. One thing I will say is that what you see online, what you see on TV is the same thing you'll see offline and off of TV. You'll never see me say anything out of pocket unless I mean it. I'm big on that. You know how people always say when you're drunk, your truth comes out.
You're hardly ever offline.
But
you're always online.
But that's what I do for a
hide.
living. But what I'm saying, though, is like when people are drunk is usually when the truth comes out. You've ever heard that?
Yeah. It's also when they take home the.
No, but
beer goggles come out too.
But I'm saying, but the truth comes out, or when someone is mad and they yell and the truth comes out.
Yeah,
you'll never see that side unless I mean it. If I say something, it's because I fucking mean it.
Well, let's see. You're getting pretty excited right now.
I'm always excited.
Let's talk
Because
about.
he fucking means it.
I mean it.
Don't bitch at me, Kyle.
I'm not. I'm just hyping him up. That's what I'm here for. I'm a hype man.
2 weeks ago, you were screaming in the pits at the beginning. You were screaming at Kyle. And a lot of people were like, man, he's so angry.
When was he screaming at me? I'll slap him if he screams at me.
Kyle or Kai?
Kyle.
I was screaming at Kyle.
I mean Kai, sorry.
Yeah, I'm
at
about
Kai.
to say, no, you don't scream at me.
Yeah, I don't yell.
We get in heated conversations.
Yeah, but I don't ever yell really at
2 weeks ago on the show.
Unless I
at
leave
the first-
something loose, and I deserve
At the
it.
first trip draw, you were screaming across the lanes when you guys were drawing chips.
Yeah.
Because of the whole rule thing and,
Yep.
you know.
Because I believed in it.
So you got heated. I mean, honestly, that's the first time.
That's the first time I've ever been mad.
I haven't talked to you. I haven't talked to you since then. This has been 2 weeks ago since I was down here, but I haven't talked to you about that scenario. You know, you said it's the first time you ever got mad.
Yeah, and I don't get mad.
I mean, what was that all about? I mean, you really did kind of lose it.
because I stood for something, and
What happened? What went down?
like I said, Kai and them got caught in cheating, and I was the one that stood up for it. I stood behind what I believed in.
So is he poking you?
It's not even about poking. I don't care what he thinks or how he feels.
Seems like he's trying to get a reaction out of you.
But you'll see now watching tonight's episode, he didn't get that reaction.
He tried though.
He tried, but all I had to do, I just said, if you're running by the rules, you're running by the rules. At that time, I was hot. It all started when Pat tried to put his hand on my face. That's kind of what started it. My own dad doesn't even do that. Me and my dad, we have a very respectful relationship, but we don't ever get to that level. So I'm damn sure not going to let another man put his hand on my face.
You shouldn't.
So that started it. Then going off with it, I stood behind my action, I guess you want to say. They didn't. They tried to protest. They tried to lift the protest. Then they re-protested. Then they tried to lift. And then Lizzie was trying to take Kai's side. And Pat wanted to protest, but Pat's not a driver. So it was just a big confusion.
It's unprofessional. But so now I understand what they mean about your professional race team.
Yeah, because I act professional.
Because if you, I mean, really, that's what it's all about. It's classy. It's professional. The rules, you're supposed to follow the rules. That's part of being a professional.
As long as you follow the rules, you're all right.
I mean,
and everybody out there knows how to read.
If your goal is to cheat,
hopefully,
and not get caught, okay, I get it.
Hey,
that's unprofessional.
You'll never catch me in that situation.
Well, in that case, then now that we know what a professional race team is, I say you're very professional, sir.
I hear you.
You and your daddy and Kyle and Brian, everybody involved.
But back to your sponsorship. I do have sponsors that give me money. I have sponsors that give me parts. I have sponsors that give me knowledge. They help me out. There's people I can call. Justin, Modern Racing, he helped wire your car.
He's
awesome. Told you he was probably the best in the business. I've been dealing with Justin for a long time. Very professional. But I can call Justin up at 3 a.m. Anybody that helps sponsor my team or helps me on my car, I can call them at any time of the night and they'll answer it. They will help me out if I have an issue. They'll come up with a solution for me if I can't come up with it already. Same thing our crew will. My dad will drive endless hours to be able to make sure we get to the event. I'll have to fly home, do some stuff, get some meetings and everything done, fly back out. Kyle, he's always there. Big Daddy Brian's there. My crew's there. Art, Eric, Tony. We're all there. My mom, Miss Kim, they're always selling merch. I mean, everybody's there to make this one big unit. And that's what I love the most about my crew is that everybody's there to make not only me, but the team better. So I basically will say that we're all in the same boat and we're all rowing the same direction. That's the good thing about it.
Good stuff, man. Well, congratulations to everybody on the team.
Now, Kyle forgets to row every once in a while because he be smoking the green lettuce.
Not while we're racing.
Not while we're racing.
Quit throwing me under the bus like that.
Kyle forgets to fucking row.
Not while we're racing.
What about
ask Kyle how late he slept into.
Oh, when we were in Texas, I forgot that was why we were in Texas.
That boy didn't wake up.
Here?
Dude, that dude didn't wake up till 1 o'clock.
No, it was 11.
Stop it.
It was 11.
Don't lie. I'm not gonna allow you to lie like this, Kyle.
It couldn't have been 1. 1 o'clock.
1.
We had the car.
This dude was out, bro. Bro, he was out.
Friday night was one of them nights where I went over and said hey to all the fans over there in the RVs, and I didn't end up leaving there till like 4 in the morning.
Hey, it was a fun night, but Kyle was done slumped.
Hey, but guess what? At the end of the night, nobody remembered because
You were drunk?
We won. God damn.
We won.
Come on, dude. You got to pick up a little better.
I remember. But
when I used to drink like that, I don't remember much. But it's been many years for me.
Ever since then, my alarm gets set for 8:30, and I've been up.
1 o'clock with all the engines blasting there. That's probably.
Dude, Kyle can sleep through a tornado.
Were you sleeping in the rig?
No, I'm a heavy sleeper.
But yes, he was sleeping in the rig, but he's a heavy sleeper. We've went in there, we've yelled at him, we've tried to put off fireworks and everything. He don't wake up.
No.
If the trailer was turning over, Kyle would say it the whole way.
Fireworks and he still don't wake up.
My alarm clock at the house is literally my alarm clock.
His alarm clock
at the house.
Clock, bitch.
No, it's Clark from Panera
You illiterate motherfucker.
My alarm clock is literally the name of it is called the Sonic Bomb. The bitch literally vibrates my bed. That's the only way I'll get up.
Does it work?
Oh yeah, it works every time. And
but it vibrates the whole bed, Danny. The whole fucking bed has to shake.
It shakes the bed.
How much you pay for an alarm clock like that?
$100. And trust me, I was fucking mad because damn, I got to do all this just to wake up on time.
Hell yeah!
Just to make me mad in the morning, I had to pay $100.
Nah, man, Kyle.
It's only $100 to make your bed vibrate. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you go get fancy and buy some Justin Swanstrom type beds, like Tempur-Pedic.
Do those vibrate?
Oh yeah, you can make them do whatever you want.
Those bed vibrate?
They can massage you. They do whatever you want. I can have that bitch fold me up like a pretzel.
Does it wake you up at 1 o'clock?
No.
If they figure some shit out like that,
he said it'll fold you up like a
they're
pretzel.
finding a new customer with me.
It's got 2 buttons. The bottom down there folds up and the top folds up. It'll fold up like a fucking sandwich.
That's what you should get you a bed that the alarm goes off and you goes like this.
Folds up. You got to put it back down.
Kyle, wake up.
Kyle would not wake up.
But just to clear everybody up, just so these guys, everybody's always talking shit.
Kyle does not smoke while we race.
I do not smoke while we're working.
Only when we're podcasting.
While I'm on this podcast, this ain't shit, so I'm high. But while we're working,
we're working on the car at the
house,
event, and that goes for everybody. Nobody on the team smokes or drinks. So whatever they do outside of racing, that's on them.
Yep.
Whatever they do after we're done racing, Brian likes to drink, Kyle likes to puff, I like to drink. So we go out there, we honestly, have fun.
And when we're at the house,
I don't drink
Monday
or smoke
Friday,
but I couldn't even imagine when there would be time to do it anyways.
No, there really ain't.
There really isn't. But there's times when you just want to relax. I mean, dude,
after you're done, when you're done racing for the night, okay, you're hanging it up. Go ahead and
Friday night, if we win like team attack or if we go some rounds or something and the car's still together, me and Kyle, we'll sit out there and we'll just talk shit. Fans come by, dude. We've hung out with fans till 3-4 a.m. just to hang there. We don't have to be ready till 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon. So, I mean, we'll just hang out with people.
1 p.m. and he got up at 1.
It was probably around noon. I mean, I was probably exaggerating a little bit. Around noon, but my man was sleeping. We had to go in there a few times. Like, I mean, we thought there was an issue. Like, I had to go up in there and make sure Kyle was alive.
Like, he's still got a pulse. We're good. He's popping.
Kyle was in there just gone, passed out.
No, there was actually a time though when I was about 12 years old. We were on vacation in Tennessee. I woke up one morning. We had a big old cabin. There was like 20 of us. I woke up, it was like a Tuesday morning. I woke up and I can't find nobody in this house. I'm like 12 years old. I'm like, where is
Home alone.
I'm like, where is everybody? There ain't no way they just left me here.
They all went on vacation without you.
So I'm looking around. I can't find nobody. I finally go downstairs to the basement. There's everybody. I'm like, why are you guys all down here? What the hell happened? Like, oh, a tornado passed by like half a mile from us.
So you left the kid
and I'm
upstairs?
like, you're going to leave your fucking 12-year-old son, grandson, nephew upstairs. Y'all didn't think about me? They're like, well, we thought you were going to wake up. I'm like, well, obviously I didn't. So good thing that didn't happen. That's when I knew. I'm like, I guess I'm a heavy fucking sleeper.
Hell yeah.
That's a cool story, Kyle.
It is a cool story, I thought.
Let's go back to...
Yeah, let's get back into racing.
I want to talk a little bit about the car right now, holding up the way it has been.
The Lexus.
The Lexus, yes. So we got 2 races left.
Yep.
The car is definitely looking a little worse for wear, even though it's fast.
Hopes and dreams is the only thing.
It's just looking a little worse for wear. You said you had to rebuild the engine and all that stuff on Thursday night.
We had to rebuild a fucking door too.
I remember you and Kyle flew in and got there. Your dad
Brian,
was already there.
We can't leave Brian hanging. Brian was there.
Brian
too.
there Thursday night?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So you guys Thursday night were tearing that engine down.
We actually flew in that Wednesday night. Our plane was supposed to leave at 5:30. It didn't end up leaving until 11.
Yeah, we had a hard time getting to Texas.
Okay. Right,
we almost missed it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the timeline down now. When okay.
Yep, I had to throw that in because that was rough, dude. We starting off the weekend like that, it didn't look good.
All right, so that's what I'm just trying to get at here is that the car running good.
The car been in Texas. Corey been there all week. He stayed.
This motherfucker, Kyle, we get it, bitch.
All right, we know the car was there. We know what time you got there. We know exactly what time you woke up, and we know the time.
We had to rebuild the motor Thursday night.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is the car is looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah,
I mean, and yours ain't the only one. I mean, Jerry's car is looking worse for wear. I mean, there's guys out there working their asses off all season to get to the point that you're at now. You won 2 races. Congratulations. How many runs are on the car right now? That was a brand new car, right? This season?
Yes.
Roughly. We got 2 races left. That means you ran 13.
Yep.
I mean, I know from racing with you for about 4 years with nitrous combos, you never would have a car last this long.
No. I go through a lot of cars, but I've gotten pretty attached to the Lexus. I like the Lexus. It's different. I fit comfortable in the car. I can race it. But right now we have roughly about 80 runs on this car.
With one freshen up at the track.
No. We freshen them up. So every 30 runs,
okay,
we change the rods and the motor. When we change the rods, we go ahead and change the springs. Coming to the Pro Charger was new for me, so I didn't know the maintenance side of it. It's not hard. You just got to stay up on it. So 30 runs, I would change the rods. Well, on a nitrous application like the motor that you have in your car, you don't have to change the springs. They're not as hard on springs as what my combination does. So the first time I changed the rods at 30, I thought the springs, we would just keep running it. We found out around 42 to 45 runs, the exhaust would start breaking. The intakes would stay, but the exhaust would start breaking. So there was no point in us, because we have to change the rods every 30, there was no point in us tearing the motor down twice to be able to do that. So I said, you know what? When we change the rods, let's just change the springs.
Did you notice that when you after every run you check the spring pressure? Yep. Obviously, did you notice between like 0 fresh and 30 runs, it's losing pressure?
Steadily goes down.
So you're just like, okay, we're changing rods and the springs.
Change rods and springs every 30 runs. We do not change pistons unless you hurt something.
So pistons are good.
Pistons can go as many runs as you want to.
The rings
can go as many runs as you want to. As long as you don't pinch a ring, you don't mess up a cylinder wall, nothing happens. When we had that explosion in Virginia,
just to be safe,
we did just to be safe. We changed everything inside. We changed the rods, we changed the pistons, we put new head gaskets. We basically had a fresh bullet.
How about
leaving Virginia?
So that's the perks of having this Pro Charge combination then, really, is that you can make a set of pistons and rings last the whole season.
As long as you got a good tune-up and everything, yeah, you can go as long as you run. You can go 250 runs on a crank if you want to.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yep. Crank. How many runs can you put on a crank?
So between 200 and 250.
Compared to like my motor, the 959.
My game plan, your motors, you can go 40 to 50 runs, and then you got to change the crank out. I used to push them 60, me and Dad.
Changing a crank every 50 runs?
On a nitrous Musi motor, yeah.
New crank every 50 runs.
New crank.
Yes, sir.
You would send it off to have it mag check, and if there's nothing wrong with it, you can put it back in. But I would just have a new one in, and then keep the other one as a backup.
And now you're doing 250 runs on a crank.
I haven't made 250 yet. That's just what the lifespan is. My game plan is if I make it through the whole entire season, at the end of the season, I am going to pull it out. I'm going to send it off, have it checked, look through, and get ready for the next season. That's the game plan. And by right now, by the looks of it, I'll probably have roughly 115, 120 runs by the end of the year.
Same crank, same pistons. Well,
as long as everything said. Well, no, I had to change. I changed the pistons and everything in Virginia because we had the explosion. But yes, I could have went the whole season so far on the one set. We just had a malfunction.
So why do you change the rods every 30 runs? They stretch out?
They do. They stretch, and just with the boost and everything and how many RPMs we're turning, you'd rather change it and stay up on maintenance than see one change itself.
And then, like he said, the cam and the crank has been the same in the car. And then just at the Snowbirds in Bradenton, we had one lifter failed. So we did just put one new set of lifters in it. But other than that, that set lasted the whole Street Outlaw season.
So changing the springs when you change the rods, obviously you're on the road the whole season. The springs, you change right there at the track too?
You do. You change. You got the heads off the car, so we have a tool that takes the springs off, and you change everything there. And then the valves, one thing I learned about the boosted stuff was valves. Robin Roberts actually broke a valve in the later part of the season, and it scared me. I didn't have no spare parts. If I broke a valve, I'd probably be out for the rest of the season. So I went ahead and bought valves and changed them. We have about 80 runs on them right now, and we just did a freshen up in Texas. And right before this race, and I told Kyle, let's go ahead and change the valves out. So I don't know how many runs you can go on the valves, and the valves get stretched too. So that those motors go through a lot of beating.
But the crank is key. I mean, you're talking $6,000-$8,000 crank that
For sure.
you don't have to change out a whole
It's crazy.
season.
I mean, it's very expensive. So like when you send your motor to Proline, this is what I tell people. We freshen up our own engines. Me and Kyle, my dad, Brian, all of us. But I've seen it. Like if you send your engine to Proline and you have them do a complete freshen up, everything new inside it. That's not counting the crank and cam and that because that stuff's already there. But just a freshen up is $17,000. 17,000 to go through the whole engine, have it all.
Not included the crank.
No, that's not included. That's just them to go through it.
Do basically what you guys do at the track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go through it and knock it all out. But they're putting new springs on it.
Sure.
They're
Checking everything.
out.
And then when you get it back, it's a fresh motor from
For sure.
Proline, so it's
Yeah. But it's expensive here. So instead of me spending out that 17,000, I rather put that 17,000 to something else, and me and Kyle can learn how to freshen it up, how to take stuff
honestly,
apart.
I mean, I think
And
I think that's like part of the racing. I think that's part of the fun of the racing too.
I tell people all the time, our race team does everything.
Like we had a blast that Thursday. We just sitting there
Yeah.
taking our time.
We're taking our time rebuilding the car, but I tell people all the time, we tune our own engines, we tear down our own motors, we set up our own chassis. Me and Dad have been doing this so long that we learn a lot and we know a lot now. And my dad, he's very knowledgeable.
no doubt.
He's been teaching me like
Dude,
crazy. I'm grateful for it.
And so I'm happy for it because he knows a lot and we feed off of each other. And he's always in. He don't really ever tell me like how to drive a vehicle, but if he sees that he can help me in some way, he's definitely gonna let me know. So that's what I'm good about it. There ain't really nothing I can teach him. The only thing my job is to do is to go out there, try to keep the car off the wall, make sure I try to get the win, and let him know if there's any kind of feedback that I could give him. Because there's times in the car where the data won't get the run. And then I have to tell him, hey, I tell them all the time, and I can feel it in the car. I know when the car's shaking the tires. I know when I'm able to drive through it. I know when I'm not able to drive through it, but it just takes passes to get to that point.
So before this whole thing, you were running radials, and now you're on the big tires, and that tire shake is something new compared to
tire shake on a big tire car is brutal.
Yeah.
It is so.
Tell me what that's like when the tires are shaking in the car. Like, where does it happen? Halfway down the track?
It can happen anywhere. You can overpower the tire at any point.
I've never experienced a tire shake, so I don't really know what that does.
It's
how
very,
it feels.
It's very bad on the car. It's like taking something and just vibrating it out of hell. Like I've seen.
Do you lose focus? Can you see? Can you hear?
It just depends on how bad they are. I've been fortunate enough to be able to, if I get in some kind of tire shake, I'm able to get out of the throttle pretty quick. I know what's going on in the car, and I'm able to save it. But I've seen people break windows. I've seen Kai Kelly knock the rear taillights out of his car.
I've seen doors fly
look
off.
in Idaho where the tires shook. Ours flew off.
I did a tire shake in Idaho, and the outer skin of the door fell off. Like, it's just so violent. I've broken the X brace in the bottom of my cage on the chassis over tire shake. It just fucking breaks it. So something's got to give.
Yeah.
So that was it. Cameron's done now, fixed it up. We've plated it. We've made it stronger. But still, tire shake is the worst thing for these cars out there. And the problem is running on no prep with running these kind of times, you're going to have tire shake every pass. You just got to figure out if you're able to control it to drive through it or whatever's going to happen. These cars go through a complete beating. And that's why when you said earlier about how your car looks like that, it does. My car looks rough right now. But I race every weekend. We don't get to come home.
Looks don't always win.
It doesn't.
Well, so the tire shake is something new. That's like a whole nother part of the maintenance between rounds.
You just have to look at everything. You got to see what stuff breaks.
Shoot, I go through every nut and bolt in that car.
They got to. I've lost races this year.
Well, we found out today that there was some nut and bolts that
we were over at Cameron's.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that you don't even think to look at. Loctited.
I checked like 6 passes ago, and it was tight, and it just goes to show you.
The Pro Charger is so much, and the nitrous cars don't really have this issue because there's not a lot of vibration. There is so much vibration in the Pro Charger inside the car.
Even without the shake.
Just firing it up and letting it idle. There's so much vibration. It just sits there and just rumbles, and you're inside a monster.
Yeah.
So
it's like being inside of a metal garbage can.
It is bad. Like I tell people all the time, I tell people, just come sit inside the car when I fire it up.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, but it has its toll. I've broken bars. I've broken the titanium tree for the front end.
We also found out we bent the wishbone.
We bent the wishbone in the car. It's just stuff that's over the season.
I mean, you heard it too when we were in Bradenton for the Snowbirds, and you cranked up your car, and then after we warmed yours up, we went and warmed Justin's up. It's just like, damn.
And it's a whole different.
That Pro Charger is something about that Pro Charger. I mean, the nitrous motor is screaming, but it's like getting next to a Top Fuel car.
Dude, it's bad.
I think the Top Fuel is probably the next loudest thing after a Pro Charge car.
For sure.
You get 2 Pro Charge or those screw blowers.
And the Top Fuel guys, they'll kick us to the curb. Like their stuff, they're like it like makes your heartbeat come out of your chest. But there is a lot of stuff that goes into the Pro Charger combination, and it's very radical.
All right, so everybody knows the season's over. We're talking about today's race, but I want to talk a little bit about the car. You posted a picture today of it being at Cameron's shop. They're doing some work to it. We're talking about bent wishbones, doing some prep work. What exactly? Last time we talked, you talked about you're going to go to the street. You're going to take the Lexus to the street. I know you got from now until like it's almost Christmas. Merry Christmas, by the way, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Couple days till Christmas. Yep. No Prep Kings maybe starting end in March, April, somewhere in that area. We're not sure yet, so that gives us like 3-4 months.
Yep.
Well, they did release the first race, didn't they?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No,
I
it's
thought
all skeptical right now.
Roughly, we're going to say roughly April.
March, April. Yep. Somewhere in that area, that's when No Prep's going to start.
You really need to be ready for No Prep Kings in 3 months or less.
Yes.
Right? So you need a month. You should be testing
everything.
Actually.
Cameron's getting everything updated. We're updating all the body work on the car. I am going to get the car painted. There's some stuff we need to fix inside the car. I want to move some weight around in the car, so he's fixing that.
Do some testing with that,
and we're going to do some testing. I have a new non-lockup converter. I have another lockup converter. We're going to try different gear set ratios in the rear end and in the Liberty itself. Try to get faster to run better for season 5 of Street Outlaw No Prep Kings. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, because that getting beat on the top end every time is getting old.
And we've learned losing the tire. I feel. A lot of races, if people have watched, I will be out in front of Ryan, and Ryan's really the only one that beat my ass this year. I had a few people that have beat me every around here or there, but Ryan consistently fucking beat me.
Well, he beat everyone.
But I'm saying he beat everyone, but
you can't feel too bad about that.
He's the best out there. But if you look at the races, I would be out front, and then when the car would go into a tire shake or do something, he would just nudge me at the end. So our next season, we're going to test. We're going to try to get faster. I know he's testing. I know he's going to get faster. But our goal is to try to keep the tire calm down and under control and try to win more races. That's the game plan.
So that only gives you a couple of months.
For sure.
To get cars over at Cameron's, however long that's going to take. Plus, he's building a new car.
Yep.
You got to have a car ready for No Prep Kings a couple months from now. Plus, you're talking about going to the street in between? With this car?
So I told him I wouldn't go to the street until I had my second car built. So Cameron is on.
So Cameron that?
No, I told the Discovery, the TV show.
Okay, so this happened since we've talked last. Because last time we talked, we were talking about going to the street.
Yeah, I won't do it till I have a second car, just due to the fact if something was to happen, I don't want to be nice. I've never been a street racer. I am going to go out there. I got to test. I got to figure it out. I do that. I've always raced at the track, but I'm open to try it. And I know with the team that I have, I know we'll be successful at it. But I needed a second car in case something was to happen because NPK is my bread and butter.
Right. That's what we talked about. We talked about your dad was for it. NPK is the bread and butter. I know you want to race on the street. I know you do. I know you want to prove you're good everywhere you go because you have been, and that's just another goal to set and conquer. I get it. But NPK being bread and butter and you having the chance to possibly win a championship next year, which I truly believe you could. Wouldn't it be the best thing to do is just focus on getting ready for April?
It is. Right now, I had a very, very long talk with Cameron today. I don't think the new car is going to be ready for the No Prep King season, and I don't want it to be ready a couple days prior.
It won't be ready by the beginning, but right.
Well, there's no reason to rush it.
There's no reason to rush it.
Or switching cars halfway through the season.
I have a perfect car, so as of right now, that's why Cameron's doing updates. We weren't really gonna mess. And when I say updates, we're just changing a few little things that we think will do better.
Sure.
And we've learned this season. But I told Cameron we needed to get this fixed, update it. I plan on getting the bodywork done, getting it painted. And I'm gonna go out and start testing, and I'm gonna get ready, and I'm gonna run the Lexus for the season.
That's a great idea
because I've had so many runs on it. I had so many. I tested so much on it. I know that car. I don't think...
And we're all comfortable with it.
Even if he comes out with a new car, I'm probably not going to bring it out at all just because now we do get a 2-month off throughout the middle of the season.
So we're going to be bored, and we're definitely going to be testing
So
it.
we'll probably go test a new car.
That'd be great.
But I most likely, I'm like 80 to 85% sure I'll be running the Lexus. Unless I have a malfunction or something happens to the Lexus, at least then I'll have a backup car. But
If you can run a season next year like you ran this year, you had a brand new car in the beginning untested.
yes,
We
we got the car that Tuesday before the first race.
I remember you rushed and rushed and rushed. There was times where you didn't even know if it was going to happen, if you were going to make it. I mean, the race was postponed due to world
And like
problems.
what, I think you got back from modern racing that Sunday, and we were loading up Monday to go to Orlando
Dude,
to test.
it was bad.
And the first few races were, learning the car. You're basically testing at each track, and you were traveling all
It was a
over.
brand new operation to us. New motor, new transmission, new quick drive setup, fuel tech. I mean, we ran all different stuff.
Everything,
So
all new
everything was
stuff.
new to us.
And then a couple of events you went out first round. You guys went and tested at tracks just to try to learn the car
For sure.
mid-season.
Yep.
And then halfway through the season, you were making the semifinals every race.
Yep.
And now you just won another race. You're doing good in team attack. So, I mean, as a fan, I truly believe that this car is the car to beat next year.
I think it is
Your
too.
team, your dad, your team. I mean, I believe you guys are.
But everybody else is going to step up too. I'm not holding nobody behind.
Sure.
Ryan Martin's
They
going to get
better
faster.
step up. They better.
Daddy Dave's going to be faster. Kai and Lizzie's going to be up there. So you have your top 5 to 10
You don't.
people.
I think everybody gave it their all. I really do. I really
sure.
do. Those guys have been on the street and testing these no prep. You were there first time ever. Don't sell yourself short. I'm trying to give you a little bit of credit.
I'm not, but I don't want people thinking that I'm the only one that's going to get faster. 'Cause it doesn't work like that.
I'm not saying you're going to get faster, but you learned the car and it was proven. Now it's
sure.
proven.
Yeah,
These guys have been.
but I can also get my ass beat too.
Sure.
I get my ass beat by Chuck again.
Just
Anything can happen, but I do have a lot better chance this next season because we do have a lot of laps on the car. We know what's to look for.
that's what I'm getting at.
We
have a routine.
The end of the year, we haven't broke a Pro Charger in 40 runs.
Quit jinxing it. Quit talking
No,
about it.
dead serious.
They figured out what the problem was. and fixed it.
We got hooked up a Pro Charger. We got hooked up a Pro line. We changed some stuff out. We got it figured out, and we haven't broke one. And I hopefully, knock on wood, we don't mess with nothing. But we think we got it figured out. And there was a couple races at the beginning of the season where we got knocked out early because we broke a Pro Charger in the burnout box. I wasn't able to do nothing. There was a race that I lost to Kai Kelly because the rack, we weren't checking the bolts, and we didn't know that they were vibrating out. And the rack locked up on us. We lost a race because we had a ground issue, and the FT Spark, because it's so much vibration, it literally vibrated the plug-in on the FT Spark, not even a 16th of an inch, but it was enough to be able to shut the car off at half track and let somebody go around me. So it's things we've learned over the season that it doesn't matter what car we get in, we are going to be better next year. But running with the Lexus, we're just going to be that much better because we already figured out the bells and whistles.
Well, I tell you, it's got to be a big wipe of the brow knowing that you ain't got to go through all these Pro Chargers at $5-6 a pop. I mean,
for sure.
Everybody knows you guys were having problems touching down.
We were having issues touching them down, and we had a new combination, and some of them was on us. Some of them, I had a couple Pro Chargers that were used.
You were learning the system.
For sure.
Now you know the system. You just said you got, 40 runs now on a Pro Charger?
For sure.
So,
One of them.
Don't you think that next year you may not have – I mean, I believe you broke the Pro Charger in the burnout. I mean, there's races you could have went further in points, and everybody knows that. What do you think about I want to bring up Paige.
Coughlin?
Yeah, Coughlin.
Ooh.
I know you talked about Paige a little bit before. I see a lot of comments on Facebook and at PR about her coming over, No Prep King, daughter of Jegs, right? I remember.
Yeah, that billboard was bold.
What was the billboard?
It said Justin Swanstrom ain't shit.
Who wrote that?
Somebody did when we were up at PRI. I already let him know.
I thought it said sign Paige Coughlin.
I think she's gonna do good. I told her she needs to go test. She needs test time. She needs seat time, Danny. So she needs to be able to go out there, make runs, and it is what it is. And
It's a learning curve.
it's a learning curve just like everybody else. Are they going to do good? Sure. Are they going to do good right off rip? Probably not, but it's going to take time. And sooner or later, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. But if they line up beside that Lexus, I don't give a fuck what color they got on their car. I'm painting a white stripe right down the center of it.
Yeah, they can come see us Friday night for a
Friday
grudge.
night for a little grudge. I like the grudge. A lot of people out there don't like to run for money, but I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
That's what you grew up on. Why wouldn't you like
So
it?
I do.
They don't get it.
Oh, I'm just reading some of these comments people posted on here
Yeah.
after the show.
It was a good show, though. It did make us look good. Like I said, I finally got
You still
bumped
got
up.
you still got plenty of haters though. You know, people are always gonna hate. They
I
just
tell people all the time.
they hate us because they ain't us, bro. That's what.
Half
That's
the
the
people
saying,
have
man.
to love you. Half the people have to hate you. At the end of the day, they're all gonna watch you.
I will say I got my half and half.
Dude, it is what it is.
The show
Not
is
everybody.
good. They
not
do
ev-
good with the show.
And I tell even people all the time when they come up and meet me and everything, they're like, "You're not what you are on the internet." Well, you may not think that. I know I am. How I act on the internet is the same way I act in person. I like to have fun. I like to talk to people. I like to interact with the fans. I mean, have you heard of anybody else betting $5,000 with a fan?
How'd that go?
I have not.
I lost.
What'd you bet on?
Ryan Martin beat my ass again. But still, have you heard of any racer
No.
interacting with
No,
the fans?
no.
I love it. I love hanging out with them.
Sure.
And it was funny because you posted that picture. You had the one guy over there screaming, talking
One guy
shit,
was
calling
screaming,
you
talking
suck.
shit, didn't bet one dime. All he did was just run his mouthpiece. But the other guy put up the money, and I told him, I said, "Okay, if we line up, we'll run."
Yep.
We lined up. I had to stand behind the bet. So, and Ryan beat my ass by a bumper again, and I had to go over there, give the guy $5,000, and now he follows the page.
And now he's a fan.
He comments on the page all the time.
Yeah, I would too if you gave me $5,000.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
he follows it and he keeps
I know.
up with it.
I'm giving you a hard time.
So that's why I try to tell people I like to just have fun. The day that I can't have fun doing this is the day that I'll quit.
Look at that picture.
Who posted that?
Somebody posted a picture of
That was from the-
He got his hands around his neck. Oh, that's Trisha over there, I think.
That's
That's
Lizzie.
Lizzie.
Is that Lizzie? Looks just like Trisha.
Yeah, they had that little
That was the preview for the
little
next weekend.
preview.
Somebody froze it right on there, and they both got their hands around
What's
each
the
other's
caption
neck.
say?
It says, "Damn it, man! Don't put your hands on Jerry."
Well, y'all saw what he did to Daddy Dave that first episode, that first race of the season.
Is that a post or is that a comment?
No,
under
somebody posted that. Some dude posted that.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, so you got anything else for tonight before we get out of here, or is there anything else you want
I
to talk?
think that about wraps it
Let's
up.
talk.
What you-
Let's talk about the
we
Jake
got
Paul
one.
fight for a minute.
Jake Paul fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
How'd that
that
go?
was a
Dude, that
blast.
was awesome. That was a blast. I was able to get tickets for the guys.
Brought a fan out to hang
I
out
brought a
with
fan
us.
out. That was kind of a last minute deal.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I have one extra ticket. I'm fat, so
No, you're not.
I try to look
Yes,
out
he
for
is.
myself.
Don't try to lie to him.
Ask
He's
Kyle.
fat.
The seats were kind of small there. I was
he's kinda
glad
fat.
I was glad I bought extra
Well, listen,
tickets.
Slinky was supposed to go, but Slinky did have a
yeah,
family
Slinky had
thing
a
he had to end up
family.
doing. So thank God, thank God he did, because if Slinky was there, it would have been tight.
It was
fit.
bad, dude. The seats were very tight there. But anyways, I had two extra tickets, and Slinky wasn't able to go, so that was one. And then I had one, and I made a post online, and I said, you know what? I want to bring a fan. They do so much for me. I want to give back to them, and I've never done nothing like this.
So
Even
how'd
my-
you do that? How'd you figure it out? Which
Well,
one?
even my mom and dad, they were like, you're bringing a stranger, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens.
And then he went through the comments
So I
section.
went through the comments.
He picked the
I picked
skinniest
the-
one.
No,
Oh, so
I picked we didn't know about the seats at the time.
What did he say? Oh,
he picked the skinniest one.
I picked a random fan.
were the seats tiny?
Yes.
Hey,
Oh.
I picked a random fan, and I just put up the little strong arm emblem, and I said, do you want to go have fun tonight? And the dude messaged me. He said, yeah, I did. I said, are you above 21 years of age? He said, yes, he's 23 years old. I said, you're in there. I said, if you can meet me at my house at 6 o'clock, you can have fun tonight. He said, okay. So he met us there at 6. We went over to Cameron's.
So he was local. That's good.
Well, no, I told
He's
everybody.
about an hour away. He
I
wasn't
to-
far.
Yeah, I told everybody they had to be in the area. There was whoever.
You ain't flying in for that.
Yeah, so because it was the last minute, it was only like 4 hours for the fight.
Right.
So I was like, last minute deal. I said, if you're in this area, I said, drop a comment down below. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna pick one of y'all, and y'all are going to the fight with me tonight. And it was probably the best thing I ever did, and I'm gonna do it again.
That's
because
awesome.
We got to meet a new friend.
Sure.
Dude, he was dope.
Yeah,
he
he
stayed
was
out
cool.
with us. Kyle bitched out. Went
I
home.
didn't bitch out. I had to go.
Kyle had to work the next
I
day.
had to- that was
he
my
had
last day.
Last day of work.
Had to
So
load all
he
my
had to
shit
go.
up.
He had to go to work. But anyways, the guy stood out with me till 4:30 in the morning.
I did not.
Hey, we went from
being
knocking
responsible, Kyle.
Tyron Woodley out to going to the club. We went from going to the club to the casino, from the casino to Waffle House. Even Cameron Johnson came over and met us at the Waffle House at
4:30
in the morning.
What the hell was he doing?
Well, they had
Well,
the
they were
open
out.
house.
They had our open house, but I had to
Oh, yeah,
leave and
yeah.
go to the fight. So, but at the end of the night, he met me at the casino. He hung out. He played slots and everything, and then we went to the Waffle House. But at the end of the night, like I had so much fun, and
I wish I was there.
I even asked the dude. I said, "Did you have fun?" Because like
I hope so.
I wasn't trying to put a camera in his face at all times. Not everybody's like that. I really wanted him to have an experience.
Yeah.
And he did. He said he had a blast. And actually, he likes a lot of stuff that I like. So like, we're actually going to go golfing now, and just go have fun and all that. But like I told Kyle, it was just another friend that I made.
Sure.
Now he's able to come hang out all the time, and I'm going to do it again. If you're subscribed to the channels and you turn that bell notification on and you're watching these videos, you can too have a chance to come hang out with me, Kyle, Slinky, my dad, Brian, either at the shop, at the racetrack, or if we just go have a fun event.
Yeah.
I don't get to go out much, so when I do go out, I try to take the guys with me. If it's either a football game, if it's a fight or something that's pretty big, I'm taking Kyle to fucking...
We're going to watch Georgia whoop Michigan next week.
Watch Georgia. I'm not even a Georgia fan, but Kyle mentioned to me at the track. He said, "Hey man, you want to come watch?" And I was
Nobody
like,
else
"Sure."
wanted to go. I'm like, well, I'll ask Justin.
Where's
So
this
I
race
bought
going
tickets.
down?
Race is a football game.
I mean, yeah, I'm so stuck
It's
on
in
racing.
Miami.
Dolphin Stadium.
So Michigan U of M is playing Georgia.
Yeah, Michigan versus Georgia in the semifinals, and then Alabama and Cincinnati in the other semifinal.
Are we going to bet on Michigan, Georgia? Because I got to take Michigan.
We'll put it on the camera. We'll put 100 on it.
100. Even money.
Even money.
Ooh,
Keep it
$100, guys.
$100.
You want some too?
No, I fucking hate Georgia. I'm only going to support Kyle.
So you're a Michigan
Yeah,
fan?
he's
No.
a Gator fan.
Hey,
No, but right now, since your team is not in, you're an SEC fan.
I'm
so
SEC
go ahead,
fan.
go Bama. Go ahead.
Alabama's gonna kick all their ass.
Fuck you.
you guys are speaking, might as well speak in Spanish to me.
So
'cause I don't know
but
football.
anyways,
Yeah, go Lions.
so like I was saying, I don't get to go out much. So when I do try to go out, I try to make it worth it. I was thinking about this the other day.
How'd you get the tickets for the fight?
I bought them.
Oh, you just were like, I'm going to grab them right now. Let's
I
go
bought
4
'em.
hours
It
from
was
the fight.
like for 5 tickets, it was like $1,200 or $1,300.
Yeah.
But we
Man,
got,
that was sweet.
but
we
free
got
food
good
and free
seats.
drinks. That pay.
we
That,
got
that's,
free food.
That's a lot. Of
You had
your
to buy
brother?
you had to buy the alcohol, but you got regular drinks.
Oh, so
Coke,
you had a
Sprite.
suite.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a suite.
Okay.
And but it was good. We were up top. We got to see. I ain't never seen that much ass in my life.
Yeah.
I even told. I was literally laying in bed
Kids,
after
plug
the
your
fight.
ears for a minute.
I was laying in bed and I said, I have put so much into racing and throughout my life. Now I would not be where I'm at today without my parents or without my racing. But
No doubt.
I would never change nothing. But I have put so much into racing. I feel like I have missed out on a lot of other stuff. And I'm serious by that.
And same with me being in my former racing before we started. I was the same way. So
With me being at that fight and seeing all the young TikTok stars, all the young YouTubers that I follow, I'm in social media, seeing everybody down there close by the ring that are younger than me and seeing them, I feel like I'm so far behind, but I know I'm in a right place, and I know I'm only going to get bigger and better. But how long does it take to get there? You never know.
Well, there's a couple things you got to ask yourself now. How did those people become those people? And how did you become who you are?
I
See what I'm saying?
I think a lot of celebrities nowadays, it's more off of luck.
Yeah, I'm saying they don't do anything to get to where they're at. They
But
just,
but if I would have knew what I knew now back when I was 19 or 20, I probably would have been those same people. But
Yeah,
I didn't.
it
I
was
didn't
like-
start YouTube
it
and shit
was like
until
this-
2 years ago.
I said it's always the what if you would have started 5 years ago. where
Dude,
would
the
we
same
be at
thing with
today?
like playing stocks, and those people got in when the getting was good, and
For
you
sure.
also did really well. I mean, you're still doing very well, getting where you're at, and the racing is helping you tremendously. But you're watching behind my back. Are we gonna watch that, or are we gonna wrap it up?
I was watching TV because they were about to fight.
Well, I want to watch it too.
But yeah, man, I don't know. So I don't regret nothing, but there's some times that I do think about it, about the stuff that I missed out on. And so now I
Like
think,
what are you missing out on?
man, going to events, going to parties, hanging out with girls.
Let's see. In the last 2 weeks, you went to a big party.
well, that's because the racing season's over. That
But I'm
don't
saying
count.
it's
I'm just
over with
saying,
now. I don't-
you're still doing this stuff.
No, now. But I've told Kyle next year I want to do more stuff. I want to do more stuff with the fans. That's the ultimate deal.
Because don't you, if everything goes well, you're going to try to fly one out to a race for the
Yes.
weekend?
Well,
No,
now,
I wanna-
I mean, there's another thing too.
Not
The race
official
season's
yet,
off.
but you're still.
Right now, you're working on the car fix. You got a couple months. I mean,
Yeah, no. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but there's just some stuff that I wish that I would have done a little different. And that's why I said, I tell people this all the time. I feel like I'm so far behind, and then people are like, no, you're not. Or like I feel like I'm old as shit, even though I'm not old. I'm only 25 years old. But I turned 26 in February. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so far behind because you see these 19, 20, and 21-year-olds that's doing all this shit and going all that. I know I'll make it to that point one day. I want to be financially stable. I want to be able to take care of the family. Nobody has any kind of wants.
Or like you said, you want to be able to say fucking and go out here for the weekend.
Yeah,
or whatever.
if I want to leave and I want to go hang out somewhere, if I want to travel the country, I want to. Like, I've never been out of the country.
You'll get there, bro.
I
Those are
want to
good
do
goals
it one
to
day.
have.
But I'm saying, one day I want to be able to go to another country. I want to be able to go experience it. Everything to me is about experience. So if I can go experience it, have fun, do that, bring my friends along with me to go enjoy it, then I will officially say that I made it. That's how I look at it. I haven't made it to that point.
You'll never make it to that point. You'll never make it there because there'll always be another goal. There'll always be another goal, and that's the whole thing.
I know when I'll make it.
Well, dude, listen. Whenever you do get there, it's when you set another goal to get bigger and better every time.
For sure.
I mean, I've been doing this my whole life. I set goals. I get to that goal. I set another goal, bigger and better goal. I set another goal because you make it. Like, dude, you've traveled the country in a circuit on No Prep Kings where most people just want to go and visit 5 tracks in their lifetime.
That's where I say,
you know what I'm saying?
That's where I say that I'm more fortunate than others. But there's other people that's more fortunate than me.
But you set these goals. You built this car. You're doing these things. You'll never
sure.
stop. You're always going to get bigger and better.
Yeah, man.
The day you say you made it and you're done, what are you going to do? Take a nap?
I'll probably get some sleep then. But so I don't know, man.
You can sleep when
never
you're dead.
stop, dude. You're 25. You're very young. Very young. I got 20 years on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
Tell them you can sleep when you're dead.
You're very young yet. You guys still got a hell of a life in front of you.
All right, guys. This episode is sponsored by me,
Swan Gang.
Swan Gang. Y'all head on over to the website, www.justinswanstrom69.com. I have reduced the prices so you can get them before Christmas. We're actually going to leave it out till the end of the year. And hopefully y'all go over there and buy some merch. Yeah, all the money that goes to merch goes right back into our program. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you haven't done it already, head over to the website, justinswanstrom69.com. Go get your merch, guys. Wear it proud. Push this on too much longer. We've been here long enough. I want to thank Danny being able to come down. We are definitely going to bring him on some more videos. He is awesome with the questions.
I can't believe he flew down here just to do a podcast.
Don't listen to that. I came down here to work on my car.
So I'm extremely happy.
I don't want people to say I'm a paid professional. You know?
Yeah, no. Yeah, you get brought up like me. But I'm excited where the channel and everything's going. The podcasts are doing awesome. We're almost completed on getting it on Spotify and Apple. So people that don't want to watch the video, they can just listen to it in their headphones.
A lot of truck drivers.
Dude, I'm getting emails.
Dude, I listen to them all the time driving down.
So I'm happy with that. If you haven't done it already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go over to our website, www.justinswanstrom69.com. Get your merch. We got new merch coming out at the beginning of the year. So y'all stay around. Stay tuned. Hopefully everybody has a nice Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Justin Swanstrom. I want to thank Danny and Kyle for being on here.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. And also don't forget about our bet. I'll be calling you as soon as Michigan whoops up on Georgia.
I'll be at the game. I'll FaceTime you when we win.
Happy New Year.
Oh, wait, you got a shitty-ass Android. I can't FaceTime you.
I'll be down at the end of January for U.S. Street Nationals.
Yep. We'll have the Lexus there and all that.
And I'll be there to collect my money.
We'll be testing both cars and
hell yeah.
have a good time. So,
anyways, guys, I'm Justin Swanstrom. I'll see y'all later.
Peace.